Hi friends, this is a reading for the full moon in May, on May 19th of 2019. This is going to be the full moon in Scorpio. In Buddhism, this is the festival known as Wesak, which is a holy day considered by the Buddhists to be the day when the Buddha was born, when he was enlightened, and when he died. So in Buddhist culture, the full moon in May is considered very auspicious and very significant. In astrology, of course, that would be the full moon in Scorpio, being that it's opposite of the sun sign being in Taurus at that time. So let's take a look at what energies are available to us at this particular time during this full moon in May of 2019. Let's see what we're able to do with this energy that's available and what opportunities are presenting. So I'm using the Voyager deck to do the general transmission for all signs. And then once we've done that reading, we're going to take the Morgan Greer deck and pull a couple of cards for each sign to get into a little bit more specific detail of what is going on, what's available, what are the opportunities specifically related to this full moon in Scorpio for each of the 12 astrological signs. So, let's have a look. The star, beautiful. Crossed by the moon, interesting. Wow, Temperance, Seven of Wands, Child of Crystals, Six of Crystals reversed, Six of Worlds upright, the Hermit reversed, Two of Cups reversed, Three of Cups reversed, the Universe reversed, Nine of Cups, Five of Wands, and Child of Worlds. Very interesting cards, very interesting energy. A lot of major arcana cards here, and they're all upright, I would say, except for the Hermit. All the major arcanas that are in the spread, I'm sorry, that's not true. You have the Universe in reverse. The Universe represents the World card from the Rider-Waite deck. In this deck, it's represented as the Universe. In this reading, it's in reverse. So let me tune in here for a second and see what's going on, and I'll start talking as soon as I have something. One of the things that's, well, I mean, there's a lot of interesting pairings of energies of cards here, but what's really dynamic about this reading is having the star at the heart of the reading upright, crossed by the moon. So very celestial energy. Having also there the Universe in this spread as well. It feels very like there's a specific cosmic alignment. As you remember in the introduction, I talked about how the full moon in May is very significant in Buddhist culture. It's the day they celebrate the Buddha's birthday, his enlightenment, and his death as well. So that right away makes me feel like, and with this energy here of the star crossed by the moon, what I feel is that there is an availability of energy that is revealing. Like there's a revealing energy, like a kind of enlightenment, even if it's just a flash of insight, you know, like enlightenment is a spectrum like all things. On one end, you could have just like a little light bulb moment that is a way that you are being provided information that's coming from the unconscious mind or from your guides, through your higher self, through a kind of cosmic intelligence that's giving you a little tiny moment of insight that may seem insignificant, and it kind of is in reality, but given the circumstances, may be actually something that is completely life-changing and is utterly significant and beyond words, like in a very profound way. And that's what I feel is here with this energy. It's like there is this energy. I'm hearing effort. I'm hearing consequences. What I feel that's indicating here is that with your consistent striving, with your determined and courageous effort in a very consistent and ongoing way, your spirit is able to access information that is, I'm hearing, recessed. So information that's buried in the unconscious mind, and maybe even, I'm getting this kind of sensation of like buried treasure and like clues that are hidden away in the landscape of reality. It's like this energy I'm feeling is giving this sensation of like you going on a treasure hunt, and you're kind of like cruising around collecting clues and information that's been hidden by you from the past, present, and future into the landscape of your reality. And you're kind of cruising around like collecting these clues and having these like cool moments of revelations, of understanding, like finding the synchronicities that you have buried yourself in the fabric of time. In a really fun, it's like a very playful energy I'm feeling here. It's a very serious energy that has a playful aspect to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm feeling. It's like, yeah, at the bottom of the deck we have Achiever. So it's this, the feeling of you, I'm hearing encouragement. It's almost like that feeling of like when you actually see synchronicities, when you feel those moments of like understanding clearly that omen or that piece of information that you are witnessing is really specifically for you, like information hidden in the matrix of human experience in the 3D world is really significant, in that you have placed that clue there for yourself in the future from your significant intelligence, placing data in positions where you will find it in a way that is so vivid and profound that you cannot miss it, and that you understand the information that is encoded in those synchronicities and in those moments, in those signs, symbols, and omens that you are seeing, feeling, hearing, tasting, touching, in a way that is unmitigatable, undeniably true and relevant and significant for you, to have a moment of clarity and revelation, to wake you up, to bring you to the present moment of a really relevant and profound now. Wow. Okay. It's all for you. It's all for you. So the point of that little download there was to say that you are far more intelligent than you may be able to understand, or that you may be able to, that you may be able to realize, or I'm hearing conjecture. I don't really know what that means, so I'm going to look it up. Just bear with me. Conjecture. It means an opinion or conclusion formed on the basis of incomplete. Yeah, exactly. So you may not be able to. You may not have all of the information, but you know, like that. You know that what you're sensing is real. Okay. So let's get back to the cards here and see what else is here for us to understand. There are 2 6s, a 7. What I'm feeling here, so you have 6 of Worlds with the Child of Worlds here, and the Hermit in reverse with the 5 of Wands. What do I feel this means? Well, there's 2 child cards here actually. The Learner, Child of Crystals, which is the Page of Swords in the position of the recent past here. And here you have the Child of Worlds, which is the Page of Pentacles in this position, which is how you see yourself now. And it's paired with the 6 of Worlds. I feel that what this is suggesting here is that I'm hearing enthusiasm. Like the purpose of the pages I feel in this spread here, and what they're indicating is that your energy at this time is representing a type of youthful enthusiasm that brings a type of vitality to the process of exploring the self and understanding signs, symbols, omens, and synchronicities in a way that gives you that kind of openness that you need in order to actually receive the wisdom that is coded into the landscape of your matrix that you've created. Okay. And why that's important is, I think, because if you are too invested in your own sense of knowing too much, like, or knowing a certain amount that makes you maybe a little shut down to, I'm hearing, what's obvious. What I feel that means is that if you embody too much of a state of having already understood reality, then you close yourself down to awareness being revealed in certain ways to you because you just already know. Okay, I hope this is making sense. So make sure you maintain that energy of the pages, or in this deck, the children, the child, in a way that enables you to remain open to information being revealed from your consciousness through this illusory 3D, 4D reality. Okay, that's what I feel the message is here of those pages now. So what else is here? The Hermit in reverse with the Five of Wands. I feel that this energy is simply saying that there is I'm hearing revelations. This time is providing the opportunity to have revelations in order to express or experience more release, freedom. I'm hearing freedom from your own like sort of limitations and the kind of binds and shackles that we place on ourselves, that is significantly reducing our ability to fully express and appreciate our human experience. I hope this is making sense for you. What else is here? You have the Nine of Cups upright with the Two of Cups in reverse in the position of hopes and fears. This is very interesting. And then in this position here, which is sort of the outcome or the potential, is the Three of Cups in reverse with the universe in reverse. So 3 cups cards, 3 cup cards here. What does it mean? Well, I feel that for some of you, this may be indicating that, and also having the Hermit here in reverse too, I feel that this is a little message for specifically people who may be in a one-on-one intimate relationship with somebody. It could be suggesting here that if you're feeling a little dissatisfied and a little unhappy, or if there's like a tension or a kind of friction that you might be experiencing with your partner, it's just saying here, it's not saying anything about whether or not to separate or whatever, but it is indicating here that the work is always within. Of course, like someone can trigger us, and that person may or may not be the right vibration for us. That's not what I'm talking about here. That is an aspect of all relationships. The message here, or the guidance that's coming through right now, is that if you are experiencing that friction, look within. Always look within. Look at what you need to shatter, what perceptions or what projections you are shining onto this other person that is helping you see what you need to reveal about yourself in ways that you have created limitations and structures and restrictions and what's the word? Inhibitions that are playing out through the reflection with this person that you are experiencing an intimate relationship with. What else is here? Let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Man of Worlds upright, and then the Hierophant upright. Interesting. Here's the Woman of Worlds in reverse, Woman of Wands in reverse, sorry, and the Sage of Cups in reverse. Here's the Empress in reverse too. I'm going to take that because it feels connected to this Hierophant somehow. Let's see what we can reveal here. What I feel that the message here is, it's interesting, there's this 3 court cards and then 2 major arcana archetypes which are very strong, masculine and feminine. It's a lot of masculine and feminine energy here. I feel in relation to the energy I described earlier about this being a full moon, the full moon in Scorpio, where there is this kind of, I'm feeling this energy here of like divine masculine and feminine. Divine masculine and feminine. Again, in relation to what I just described there with regard to if you feel friction in your relationship, if there's a kind of tension or an energy that's kind of revealing something which is, I'm hearing taut. What does it mean? Something to do with the Hierophant, of course, because this has to do with institutions and learned things. And I'm hearing classical education. So, and this has come up in some of the May readings for a few of the astrological signs during this time when I've been doing readings for the May signs. What's been coming up is this energy around learned behavior and how we need to strive to overcome and I'm hearing resolve. If there is energy around dogma, I'm hearing dormant as well. But if there is dogmatic energy around belief systems and certain types of what's considered acceptable or unacceptable in the way we as individuals present ourselves in life, if there's a kind of suppressive energy or oppressive energy or restricting, binding, limiting energy that's coming through with learned behavior from early childhood or from institutions, from school, from religion, from parents, that needs to be worked on and approached in a way of like understanding certain aspects of the personality which may be in some ways diminished, or if there's a limitation applied and you have not been aware until now that some of that limitation, restriction, oppression, I'm hearing also hiding, like any kind of suppressive energy that we have been embodying in an unconscious way. This is an opportunity here with this energy through this full moon time to understand the source of some of that and realize that we can undo learned behavior and redesign our personal matrix of how the personality expresses through the individuation of the self by simply understanding that a lot of our work is actually not about creating but rather undoing in order to reveal. And that's what some of this energy is, I feel, here with the Hierophant, with the Empress, with this man and woman here of wands and worlds. There is an energy here of I'm hearing hiding. So revealing what's been hidden, like uncovering the truth, using courage, using our sensory energy, our sensitivity, our empathic energy, our intuition to understand the truth of who we are. I'm hearing redesign. Yes, it has a lot to do with regenerating the self by revealing what has been suppressed and hidden, and understanding our work is to express what is truly there by undoing or uncovering what has been projected onto us by institutions, by parents, by teachers, by people of influence that has been taken on by us in early childhood or early life. And doing the necessary work to, first of all, realize and remember that maybe has been a part of our reality and has had an impact on our approach in life, our presentation of ourselves through our community and our friends, family, and whatever. And if there is a need there to reverse some of that projection onto us that has maybe caused inhibition or hiding or stagnancy for some, or any kind of lack of self-awareness, lack of self-worth, lack of self-confidence, lack of self-love. This is a shedding energy. That's what I just heard. A shedding energy. A shedding of that inhibition, a shedding of that projection to reveal the truth of who we really are. Okay, let's just check over here. Yeah, stagnation there at the top of the deck, 8 of Cups. That's something that I touched on earlier. It's like if you have been feeling a stagnancy in your personal growth, in your development moving forward, this could be a moment of understanding, a little light bulb revelation moment to see and notice that maybe some of what we are dealing with here is the programming and conditioning and projections from institutions and places of authority that have been guiding us through early life, which may be applying outmoded methods of conditioning to us, which we now need to reveal and release and shed so that we can express the truest nature that we are in order to feel, I'm hearing success, but it's about feeling like you are on your journey in the most authentic way. Okay, just checking over here. I feel like that's basically it for the general transmission. I'm going to take the Morgan Greer deck in a second, but I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Temperance as the crowning card is very significant here. I feel very important with the moon and the star. These three cards here in this part of the reading, I feel are describing, of course, the heart of the matter, which I touched on earlier. But what I feel from the Temperance card here is that in order to really process this information and have that enlightenment or that Satori moment where we can understand that we have been conditioned by authorities, by parents, by teachers, by schools, by religions, by community, by culture, by society, and that some of what we've been conditioned to embody or to take on is not always true and real. It's not always true and real. Some of that guiding energy is very beneficial and helps to form us, but some of it is very debilitating. And that's what we need to see here with the Temperance card, is to understand where we may have been debilitated in our progression, in our personality, in our expression, and strive to become aware of that, to release that, to first accept that that's happened and forgive, reconcile, but then purify that energy in order to create the version of ourselves which is the truest, the most authentic, the most honest. So it's a purifying energy. It's an awakening to an understanding, and then it's an acceptance and a purification, a forgiveness, a reconciliation, and then a creation. All right. I'm going to take the Morgan Greer deck now, and starting with, I guess, Taurus, because we're in May. Well, we're moving into Gemini season, so let's start with Gemini. We're going to pull a couple of cards for each of the zodiac signs to give a little bit more specific clarification on what this energy is presenting for each of the astrological signs through this cycle, for a little bit more clarity here, so we can make the most of the energetic opportunities that's awakening and opening for us. Okay, so starting with Gemini, let me just have a quick shuffle here. Okay, so starting with Gemini, let's see. Hierophant again, with the Eight of Wands reversed. This is kind of a repetition of what I just described there about institutions and parents and like early childhood development. I feel that for some of you, there needs to be a greater awareness of how much of an impact that kind of conditioning has had on on your process, on your development, on your awakening. And seeing the Eight of Wands here in reverse with the Hierophant is telling me that you may not have enough awareness about this issue, and that you really need to awaken to the understanding of how much influence institutions, parents, schools, religion, church has had over your personal development, and that with this energy available to you now, there needs to be, what is this Eight of Wands in reverse? I feel that this is really significant here with the Hierophant, that I think simply that you need to awaken to really how much of an effect and how much of a profound influence church and school and parents have had on your personal makeup. Like how you need to really reveal, understand, really acknowledge to yourself how much of the things that you believe, that you are walking through life with a kind of embodiment around certain concepts and ideas, has actually come from those places where you've been conditioned by institutions. And you may really need to see here how certain things that you believe to be true are affecting your ability to flow forward in life in the path of your personal truth, and strive to reveal and release those things that you might be holding on to that is actually inhibiting your personal activation and a personal synchronicity with your own life path. Okay, Gemini, I hope that's clear for you. After Gemini, we have Cancer. Ace of Cups reversed with the King of Rods. So for Cancer, I'm feeling a father energy here. Like some of this may be, you know, if you may need to resolve some issue with your father, like if there's a forgiveness energy that you need to kind of work with to activate a certain kind of, yeah, I'm hearing forgiveness. But if there is some kind of dynamic that is coming from a masculine parental figure that you need to maybe work on or access or acknowledge, that there needs to be some kind of, yeah, just forgiveness or unconditional love or sharing of some kind of understanding, in order to, I'm hearing release. I feel like there's some kind of, I'm hearing message, but there's some kind of masculine energy around either a father figure or some kind of older person, masculine older person that has been a strong influence on you, that you may need to release. I'm hearing forgiveness again. There's some kind of forgiveness needed here with a masculine figure. And in some way, this energy, if it's not activated by you, this could really be affecting your ability to move forward in life, in romance, but also in your personal development, in your ability to walk the path of your personal truth. You may need to communicate something either to your father, to your partner if you're a woman, or even if you're a man, never mind about the gender. You may need to communicate something here with someone in order to help them understand. There's something here about like a lack of understanding that is preventing you from being able to really embody your own personal truth. Okay, that's Cancer. After Cancer, we have Leo. Priestess reversed and the Fool reversed. Wow, okay. If you're a Leo, this could be suggesting here that once again, there is something here about speaking the truth or acknowledging the truth. I'm hearing witness the truth with the Priestess reversed. That is preventing you from beginning on a path of your own personal. Again, I'm hearing matrix, but I feel like there's something here about you have not witnessed your own personal truth yet in a way that enables you to really understand the path that you're meant to walk. And this could be a time where certain information is revealed to you through signs, symbols, synchronicities, through dreams, through your intuition, through, you might just see something in passing and understand that that's an omen that's meant for you. And if you actually are able to access the truth that's being revealed in that symbolism, then you may be able to get this Fool card in the upright position in a way that enables you to make that first step towards something that you really want. Okay, Leo. I want to see these cards upright for you. So really strive to see the truth. Don't deny what you know to be true. Don't ignore signs, symbols, and omens, and don't keep perpetuating a falsity, because it's preventing you from having the quality of life that you want. And I think for some of you, you might be avoiding this truth because you may understand that you might need to redesign your whole life in order to embody this truth and start out on this path. But know that a greater quality of life is waiting for you, even if you may know that it might be more difficult. Like that, accepting that truth or acknowledging that truth in order to start on the path that you want may be something you're avoiding because you know it's going to be really, really difficult. But I tell you now, like what you're living and the falsity or the lie that you might be embodying and living now is way worse. It's way worse. You're missing out. Okay, that was Leo. Let's see Virgo. Ten of Swords upright with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. This is telling me that some of you may have been betrayed or feel like you have been betrayed by a woman or a person that, like, you're seeing this person, this Queen of Pentacles, as someone who is out of balance and who may be lacking in a certain kind of harmony. And you might feel like this person betrayed you and stabbed you in the back. But the truth is actually that this person, you're projecting that idea onto them. And what this actually is just truth. It's simply the truth. And you may be making it into something that is actually painful, but you need to understand that's you. That is you doing that. You are the one causing your own pain by turning a situation into something that it's not, by attaching incorrect emotions to it. The way you may be feeling about this person is not correct. You're projecting onto them. You just need to change the way you're looking at a situation here. You need to change the way you're viewing and perceiving a certain event in order to see it for what it really is, and to bring you outside of this feeling here where you are causing your own pain by feeling like someone betrayed you when actually they didn't. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Don't be mad at me. You need to change the way you're viewing a situation here. Nobody stabbed you in the back. That was Virgo. Let's have a look at Libra. Ace of Swords with the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. So some of you here are at this time having the opportunity to have a refresh moment with a family unit or with a dynamic in a certain community space. There's something here about a revelation or clarity coming to you that's giving you a sense of renewal. And I feel like you're coming home. There's a feeling of coming home here. Some of you might actually physically be going back to the place where you're from, or back to friends or family or people who've known you from the past that you may have been separated from or distant from. And there's a really beautiful feeling here of coming home, of feeling welcomed and feeling like there's a sense of adoration and appreciation that you're experiencing that you may have been longing for or missing or wishing for. And somehow you kept yourself separate from by keeping a certain distance. And you may have had some circumstance recently where for some reason you may have to return to a place that you had left. I don't know where this is coming from. And you may not have necessarily wanted to go home or go back to that certain place because you kind of felt like there was a certain energy that you wanted to be away from, that you didn't want to return to. But in this experience of coming back to this certain place, or this, it may not be a physical location, it might be certain people or a certain feeling or relationship, even family members or partnership or something. But in coming back around, you're able to see things in a different way that's enabling you to have a refresh, that's giving you a clarity, that's giving you a sensation of returning to wholeness and returning to a state of mind of, it feels really peaceful. If you've been in a turbulent space, I feel like some of you may have been in a turbulent space, in a place of emotional disturbance. This situation and this opportunity is providing you a sensation of returning to clarity and to calmness and to wholeness. There's a sensation of peace here. It's lovely. That was Libra. After Libra is Scorpio. Hangman reverse with the Six of Wands reversed. What is this? Hangman reverse with the Six of Wands reversed. Let's see what they look like upright. Now in reverse, what does it mean? I'm hearing tight. I'm hearing release. I feel like if you are struggling here, I feel like there's a feeling of a sensation of struggling here. You may be struggling against the flow of energy, the way that it's being revealed to you in your current circumstances. And I feel that the message here is that there is a kind of need for a type of surrender to the circumstances that you're in order to create the shift that you need to feel like you are transcending it. Not the circumstances itself. I think it's important to notice here that circumstances itself are representing certain conditions, and that's what it is that you are needing to surrender to. It's the emotional space that's calling your attention. The physical circumstances are just kind of a representation of what the emotional energy is that you're being urged to deal with here. I hope this is making sense because I don't have a clue. Let me see if there's any more there. I'm hearing freedom and liberation, independence. Just a second. I'm hearing stalemate. So in a circumstance with a group or a person, you may feel like you've come to a point where there doesn't seem to be a way to resolve it. Just a second. I'm feeling a frustration. There's a frustrated energy here, and what I'm tuning into is if you're a Scorpio that's relating to what I'm talking about here, what I'm sensing here is that you may be in a certain type of dialogue with someone or a person or a group of people where what they want and what you want is different. And what this is kind of saying here, like what I'm getting out of the Six of Wands here in the reverse is that like the horse energy is really strong. So the significance of that for me, what it's saying is that there is kind of a guidance here towards going on your own way and being more independent in your pursuit of whatever this collaborative energy was. There is a kind of guidance here, kind of giving you this sort of, I'm hearing strength and courage and confidence to do this thing on your own rather than pursuing it as a group effort or as a collaborative effort. I hope that's making sense here. I'm hearing pursuit. Yeah, so I feel that that's basically it for the Scorpio message, is that there is a guidance towards pursuing an endeavor on your own independently outside of a group effort or a collaborative effort. I'll leave it there. That's Scorpio. After Scorpio, we have Sagittarius, Seven of Wands and Two of Swords in reverse. Okay, this is interesting energy. So if you've been dealing with someone that's kind of making you constantly feel a little bit on the back foot, if you feel like you need to defend yourself, or you've had to, delineate very specifically a certain kind of personal boundary. And if you feel like with an interaction, you have to constantly flex to show to someone where you are, clearly where you are, so that they don't overstep. What is it? What's standing out at me about these two cards right now is that like this is a 7 and this is a 2, and what I'm seeing is the 2 and the like 5 is kind of coming through. And what I'm getting here is that there is a kind of tension. Just a second. I'm hearing gateway. I'm hearing endeavor. What I'm feeling with this energy is that if you're striving, if you're in a kind of energy where there's like a kind of tension that's like you're feeling a little bit overly extended for too long, like if there's been a disagreement or some kind of energy where you've been a little bit butting heads with someone or clashing with someone for a while and you're kind of getting tired of it, you're a bit over it, there is a message here to say, see where you can create an opening. Like, how can you create a gateway for yourself in this dynamic to kind of find an opening for you to release yourself out of it, and in a way that is not in denial of the truth, but that is actually very vividly facing the truth head on. So if you're in a dynamic with someone, I think that's what it is. If you're in a dynamic with someone where you're kind of constantly feeling this tension, this may be saying that you need to be honest with yourself about what it is that's causing it. Because I feel like there could be a message here for some. You might be looking for me to tell you that the other person is wrong. I can't tell you that. What I feel it's saying here is that you may need to be honest with yourself about something that's causing tension, some kind of energy where you may be resistant or overly pressing a certain point of concern, which actually may be a kind of egotistical thing that's flaring up that you may need to be honest about yourself with in order to reveal the truth of a matter, which may be suggesting that you are it's you causing the tension, and that the moment you accept something that's true about yourself and with authentic humility express to this person what it is that you have understood to be true, that this can end. This kind of tension and clashing and conflict and whatever this is can be over as soon as you are willing to acknowledge something that's true about yourself, and with humility and kind of compassion, like self-compassion, just be real and be communicative around what it is that you've understood about yourself. You will also in that moment also garner a lot of respect from this other person in a way that allows for that tension to be diminished and mitigated and offset really quickly, and you won't lose face. You'll gain respect. You'll gain respect because of it. Okay, that was Sagittarius. Capricorn. Page of Pentacles with the Tower. Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn. Page of Pentacles and the Tower. What is this? I feel that what's here is that you may, during this time, receive communication from someone from your past that could have a very I don't want to be dramatic here, and I don't want to scare you either, but there could be something dramatic or earth-shattering about a certain communication from someone from your past. And I feel that this person may wish to purposely hurt you. So if you receive this communication, just be aware, remember, come back to this moment and remember what I'm saying here now, and filter use a filter when you hear what this person has to say to you, and use discernment when you listen to understand whether or not this person has designed what they're saying to you to deliberately hurt you. And if that's the case, don't allow what they're having to say to you to have the impact that they want to have, because it may or may not be true. You need to use discernment here to understand whether or not the words that this person, or the energy that this person is bringing to you, is actually really real, or if it's designed deliberately to diminish you or to disempower you or to hurt you in some way. Or on the other hand, what could also be true here is that this person may be communicating something to you which they actually intend to hurt you, but you might use that information to set aside any personal hurt feelings and actually receive something that might be true and use it for your benefit to actually dissolve part of the ego in a way that reveals a greater truth that is more empowering. I'm hearing judgmental, but what I'm feeling here is that while somebody may come to you with information or communication that they are trying to use to hurt you, you can actually see through that ploy and actually receive what they are bringing to you in a way that separates their intention or their agenda to hurt you, and actually use that benefit, and information to your benefit in a way that helps you to process information. And I don't, it's hard to explain this in words of the impression of energy that I'm getting, but it's like someone's telling you something that they intend to use to hurt you, but actually you take that information and it enables you to strip back something that may have been a cause of a sorry for stumbling here. I just want to get this really right because it feels really clear. I'm just looking for the right words. There may have been something that, whether or not it's something that happened in a relationship with that person, or if this is an independent person that it's just like it could be a passing stranger, it could be a parent or a child or it may not be the person that you actually had a specific interaction with. Needless to say, there could be information coming to you about yourself that it could have something to do also with a way maybe that you have been a little immature in your relationships. And now this could be me. I could be this person who's bringing information that could hurt your feelings if you allow yourself to receive the information through the filter of your immature emotional body. But if you receive this information from the place where your emotional intelligence is intact, you can see that what's being shared with you is information that will help you see how you may have been causing or not causing. There's something that needs to be released in your emotional body that is affecting your ego in a way that is preventing you from having heightened emotional interactions with your intimate relationships. That was hard to get out. Okay, that was Capricorn. I hope that's clear, Capricorn. I don't think I have anything more there. Capricorn. Okay, after Capricorn, Aquarius, Queen of Swords and the Sun. Wow. That is really beautiful energy. Aquarius, Queen of Swords and the Sun. What does it mean? There is a type of truth being revealed to you, whether it's some kind of specific detail of some clear information. I feel like for some of you, this is information that you are receiving in a meditative space or in some kind of, some of you might be working with a healer or a hypnotherapist, or you might be doing some kind of like guided meditations or some kind of personal practice with or without the facilitation of a professional healer. That is really revealing something vibrantly, vividly, and viscerally true to you during this time that is creating an incredibly powerful enlightenment moment where you are understanding something profoundly true that is really helping you to gain momentum and clarity in your personal growth. This is something big for the Aquarian vibration that is coming through work that is happening either in a like vibrational healing, hypnotherapy, meditation, your own personal practice somehow through writing, through even teaching or speaking. There's something happening here where a very specific quality of vibrational information is being received and understood by you that is helping you gain a very profound clarity on some area of your life. Super cool, Aquarius. Okay, Pisces, Two of Pentacles and Knight of Swords. Pisces, so I feel like there's something here about you needing to make a decision. You also might receive information at this time, some kind of communication coming towards you that you will need to use to make a decision on how you'll move forward with a specific decision on something. Just a second. I'm feeling here that there's some kind of, I'm hearing sexual healing. So some Pisces may have an experience at this time, whether it's actually physical and you may be in an experience with a lover, or this could be something that you just gain clarity and understanding on through your meditations or through your own personal practice, whether it's like, again, through some kind of physical healing therapy or yoga practice, or somehow there's something here about sexual healing, something around sexual healing for Pisces. I feel like I'll leave it there because it's obviously very abstract and very broad, and there's something for Pisces there to understand for themselves. So I'll just leave it there. That's for you to pursue further if you feel like it's resonant and relevant for you. So Pisces, Aries. So 9 of Cups reversed and the World reversed. Okay, for Aries people. Oh. The star just fell from the bottom of the deck, so I feel like it's part of your reading. And look, how interesting is this? The two characters in these two major arcana cards here, in the World and in the Star card, you have these two naked, celestial, kind of angelic figures here that are yeah, look, in the World card, the angel that's kind of inside this wreath here is holding 2 wands. And in this card here of the Star, you have this other celestial being who's holding 2 cups. So I'm going to draw the conclusion that there is some connection here with the 2 of Cups and the 2 of Wands with this 9 of Cups here. So what I'm feeling is that for Aries people, there is something here about healing your... This is kind of out there and a bit abstract, but I'm hearing inner divinity. There is some kind of healing for your inner divinity through a personal, one-on-one intimate relationship. And there's something here about you needing to make a decision about whether or not you will continue to pursue that relationship. Because for some of you who are watching this, I feel like some of you may be struggling with depression, or you may be really unhappy at this time, and you may not know how to go about uncovering or revealing or understanding what this is about. And for some of you, if you're in a marriage or a partnership that's committed and you feel really unhappy or unwell, what I'm getting is for some of you that your relationship with this individual actually may be the source of your healing, but there needs to be some kind of like openness. I'm feeling this kind of closed energy where you're not maybe necessarily sharing your deepest feelings and thoughts and emotional process with your partner, and that could actually be contributing somehow to your feeling of unhappiness or a sense of discontent or unwellness, because you are actually creating more distance between you and your partner because you are maybe afraid to bring to them the things that you're feeling, because you may be worried that they'll reject you or that they'll turn away from you because they don't understand. But what I'm sensing here from this energy is that you have the potential here, I feel, to really have a profound sense of healing or profound support and understanding shared with your partner if you actually open up to them about the things that you're experiencing. Obviously, not everyone who's watching this reading is in a partnership, so that's a specific message. For others of you, what I feel is here is, again, this Two of Cups and Two of Wands thing is really interesting. Let me just tune in there. There's this kind of pushing back energy that I'm feeling. Like, I don't know how else to explain that, but I feel that there's this energy here with this, I'm hearing choose life. I think you need to go all in, Aries. Yeah, go all in. What I'm getting now from the Star card here, if you see in the picture of this card here, she's got 1 foot on the water, 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. And what I'm getting from this this energy is go, and with that, like, go all in. It's either piss or get off the pot, you know, like go, like live your life, really commit to living your life in wholeness, in completion. And if you are avoiding, it's an avoiding energy. Like, yeah, life is a fucking roller coaster ride. You can't avoid the difficult parts to try to maintain some kind of sense of control over your emotions, you know, like whatever you're resisting is going to cause you pain. And that's what this Nine of Cups in reverse is saying. Like, what you may be resisting life. You may be avoiding difficult emotional experiences. You might be trying to protect yourself. And that's actually what's causing your depression or your unhappiness. Stop trying to avoid life. Get all in there. Get messy. Get dirty. Commit to your experience here. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Aries. Okay, Aries. Now, after Aries, we have Taurus. Queen of Cups and Six of Cups. Beautiful. What is this? You have the Moon at the bottom. I feel to take that as well. And the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So, Taurus, you get 4 cards. Queen of Cups with the Six of Cups here. And then the Moon with the Ace of Wands. I feel that for some of the people watching this reading, you may feel that after a sort of long, enduring process of striving to understand who you are and what your emotional body is. Hang on a second. You may have been in a deep, long process of exploring the subconscious mind and striving to understand what your emotional body has been motivating you to do and how to behave and what to experience and how to express. And for some of you, you may have sought long and hard to understand who you are. And what I'm feeling with these 4 cards is that there is an energy around you right now where you feel like you're ready to really come out into the open and reveal and be available more to sort of a type of emotional interaction with others, which you may have been reluctant. It's kind of like a carry-on from the previous reading of the Aries. It's almost like you may have been experiencing that, like that reluctance, that holding back, that avoiding energy a little bit in order to protect the self. And now there's this feeling here like you're ready to come out, like seeing this sea creature come out from the ocean onto land. Like, and with this Ace of Wands, I feel like there's a kind of sexual energy with this as well. Like you may be willing now and available to come out and be, I'm hearing, exposed, to be witnessed by others, to be seen by others, to be emotionally available to certain types of experiences which you may have been avoiding through your life, especially in the last couple of years, perhaps. And seeing you here show up as the Queen of Wands with this moon energy, this tells me like you've really done a lot of homework. You've really processed a lot of emotional energy, and you've come to a really good place in yourself where you have a kind of maturity and emotional intelligence, a kind of like a wisdom and a compassion and like an open-hearted space that enables you to have a kind of like, it's almost like that work of having spent so long in the unconscious mind, in the emotions, trying to understand who you are and what to reveal has made you, that's kind of your safety net in a way. Like if you're looking to protect yourself by avoiding certain energies, that's not really the way to do it. But having done this work of like processing a lot of emotional information, having studied the self and really strove, I'm not sure which is correct English there, to understand the emotional motivations that have been your, what has motivated you based on your emotional programming from early childhood and maybe even past lives. It's like you've done a lot of work to strive to understand what those things are and how to work with those things so that they don't control you, but that you have awareness about them in a way that enables you to move through life with simply awareness of those previously unconscious motivations and processes in a way that enables you to move forward in an emotional awareness, in an emotional intelligence, to be available to sharing with others that is very profound and very like experiential. That's what I'm hearing. Experiential with the Ace of Wands. Just being available to experience. And that's going to enable you to have really more pleasure and more fun in your life that you may have been previously avoiding or shut down to because you were afraid of getting hurt, or you're afraid of things getting messy, or afraid of your heart not being respected and nurtured in the way that you needed. But now your own personal intelligence, having done all this emotional work, that's what I'm saying. Like your emotional intelligence is your safety net, and your availability now is going to create beautiful experiences for you that are priceless. Okay, that was a long reading. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you watched all of it, because there's definitely messages there. Even though I broke that down for each of the zodiac signs, it's kind of arbitrary. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. I hope you got something out of it. I hope there's things you can work with in there. I really appreciate your time. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next reading.